Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I was there just a couple of summers ago for the Republican National Convention. There is a Cuban restaurant in downtown Milwaukee. I'll have to look up the name, I'll tell you. When I tell you great eating, and the family that owns it, they're fans of Real America's Voice. They watch our show. So good morning. They were very, very nice to us, and I ate and ate and ate some more. I think I'm going to go back just to go visit that restaurant. Anyway, we're getting ready for the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. As you can see from our opening board, things looking good in pre-market trading. Crude oil is the only down spot right now. It's the only spot that's in red. Everything else is in green. We'll take you to New York for the opening bell at the Stock Exchange here in just a little bit. But first, let's get you over to David. By the way, David, hold on for 1 second. Let me, You and Jake were making fun of guys who wear Crocs. Yes, I've got my Crocs on today with my suit. So I love these shoes right here.
Is impressive.
Isn't this impressive?
Not
just the size of the Croc, but the fact that I'm doing it with the suit. Yes.
Correct. You've rendered me speechless, which is not easy. Oh my gosh. Thank you, T. Bates. Okay. Visual, trying to erase.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. All right, now time for our daily dose of dollars and common sense quickly with American Sunrise Early Edition host and the guy behind Jake's Take Substack. That'd be Jake Novak. Jake, are you wearing Crocs this morning? That's the first question. I just want to double check.
Never. No,
Never.
I resist that. Absolutely not.
I resist that. You're part of the resist movement. Okay. Hey, so let's, I guess, talk dollars and cents, and if you want, talk whatever you want. I don't really care. So I see that you ran a clip of Linus and Sally from the Peanuts waiting for the Great Pumpkin. You did this in the 7 a.m. hour. So apparently you're going to tell me this is all about reporting on the economy. So you have me at Linus and Sally. Please tell me more.
That's right, because if you remember, Linus was always trying to find the Great Pumpkin. He would not go trick-or-treating. He would miss out on all the fun as he waited for the Great Pumpkin, which, of course, he never showed up. This is what the Democrats have been doing, and their friends in the news media, for years on a number of issues, not to mention the economy. They've been waiting for a crash in the economy. They've been telling all their viewers and their readers that the crash is coming. The crash is coming. And so they anxiously waited yesterday for the bad inflation report they were expecting to get, and it came in fine. Inflation is tame. And so once again, you missed out on, in this case, you missed out on a lot of money because the stock market has been rallying. There's been a lot of money being made. The big, beautiful bill, by the way, already starting to have an effect on a number of things. Don't be Linus. Don't miss out on the tricks or treats. And stop waiting for the Great Pumpkin. That's my advice.
Well, let me just say that is not easy to do, to compare Linus and Sally to the economy, but you did it. You did it, which is very, very impressive. All right, Google, I guess, has a problem, and then some Silicon Valley rich guys with too much money burning a hole in their pockets that want to help solve Google's problem. Too good to be true. What's happening?
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes a deal makes so much sense that you just know those arrogant dudes in Silicon Valley aren't going to do it. Google has a problem with their browser. For those of you who have been using AI programs lately and not using Google, not using some of the other browsers, you know what I'm talking about. It's been a threat to Google's business. They're trying to make up for it. So here comes a startup AI company called Perplexity, and they say, hey, we'll take it off your hands for you. Here's $35 billion. Give us Google Chrome browser. And not only will that solve that problem, but Google also has problems with a bunch of lawsuits against their browsers that are still in effect in Europe and in other places. This would solve a lot of problems for Google, so you just know, David, they won't do it because they're going to be too arrogant about it. They're going to say, oh, this is our signature product, and they're going to miss out, and they're going to make the same stupid mistake, I think, that Yahoo made. If you remember, Yahoo could have sold itself to a lot of buyers like Microsoft for billions of dollars. It ended up not making those deals, and basically the company is a non-entity right now. So don't make the same mistake, Google, but they're not going to listen to me.
Very interesting. All right, speaking of too good to be true, I guess there's a new report listing the best colleges for financial aid. But you say that you're not falling for this report, so explain.
Yeah, please, everybody, don't fall for this. You know, what colleges do is they jack up the sticker price, the listed price of tuition, and then they offer these generous, in quotes, generous financial aid options. So you have $90,000 sticker prices at places like Princeton. That might make sense to you. But also places like Reed College, smaller places as well. And then they offer these big financial aid offers to just about everyone. Why do they do this? Because then they can go to the federal government and they can say, you see, we're absolutely in compliance with the amount of basically tax-free stuff we're supposed to give away to folks, almost like pro bono, and that helps keep their tax-free status alive. In other words, our tax laws, the way they are right now, absolutely encourage this scam. And really, it's still incredibly expensive. If you crunch the numbers, I have to tell you something. What's not expensive? It's not really that expensive for these colleges to educate any individual student. It's a lie when they say it's very expensive. It's not. Once they get into a certain number of students, there really is no cost at all, no additional cost at all once they set up their initial foundation. So honestly, folks, this is a scam. We need to change these tax laws because they're just going to keep jacking up the sticker price and pretend that they're being very charitable. They're not.
Jake Novak, great to have you, as always. Appreciate it. All right. Time to head back to T-Bates in Denver. The opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange, sponsored by AMAC.
The Association of Mature American Citizens is the conservative voice for Americans 50 and older. AMAC is fighting for the values that you hold dear. Join today. Together, we can write the course of America.
We're less than a minute from the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. The applause is underway, as you can see here, which means the bell is going to ring here in short order, and then we'll get an idea of what the market is looking like. All right, bullish. They're getting people riled up there for the opening bell. I can tell you that pre-market trading was looking pretty good, but now that the bell is ringing and the markets are officially open, let's get an idea of what the markets are looking like to open this day of trading on Wednesday. And there you have it, all of the major indices, the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ, all in the green. It's a mixed board at the bottom of the screen. Excuse me. It's a mixed bag at the bottom of the screen, gold, silver, and crude oil. We've got one thing in the green, the others are in the red right now. But again, the day of trading is just now getting underway, so it's going to probably be up and down on all of the indices as well as the other precious metals that are on our board. Here's something to consider. Is the continued divide between Trump and the Federal Reserve putting us all behind the curve yet again? Can the Fed take the right action at the right time, or are we going to be looking at a potential economic slowdown? And what does all of this ultimately mean for your savings? Well, you may want to consider diversifying with gold through the Birch Gold Group. For decades, gold has been viewed as a safe haven in times of economic stagnation, global uncertainty, and high inflation. The Birch Gold Group makes it incredibly easy for you to diversify some of your savings into gold. If you happen to have an IRA or a 401k, you can even convert that into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. Or you can just buy gold outright and keep it in your home safe. First, though, get educated. The Birch Gold Group will send you a free information kit on gold simply by texting the word America to the number 989898. Again, text the word America to the number 989898 for a free information kit. Consider diversifying a portion of your savings into gold. That way, if the Fed can't stay ahead of the curve for the country, at least you can stay ahead for yourself. Coming up, a major shift in political endorsements. Unions, which are generally pro-Democrat, seem to be showing support towards the GOP for election 2028. We'll have the very latest on that story. Plus, not in America, right? Well, wrong. In moments, the states that experienced the most attacks on churches in 2024. We have all of those stories and more when we return.